Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you to that incredible choir and band, and thanks to General Kane and Secretary Hegseth for your powerful words. Thank you, most importantly, for everything that you do for our nation's war fighters and for those who have given their lives to this country. We remember you today, and certainly to our Gold Star families. We're so thrilled and so grateful to have you with us in attendance. This is a sacred place, an eternal resting spot for our nation's sons and daughters. We gather in solemn commemoration of their sacrifice and the sacrifice made by all those who gave up their lives in service to our beloved country. In 1915, President Woodrow Wilson laid the cornerstone of the memorial amphitheater we gather in today. Now, buried within it was a copper box which contained mementos of profound significance to the amphitheater's designers and to our entire country. There were four things: an American flag, a Bible, a copy of our Declaration of Independence, and a copy of the U.S. Constitution. And the objects they chose to dedicate to posterity, those Americans remind us of the values we hold timeless and dear as a nation and as a people. But those values didn't spring from any stonework or time capsule. They were lived out day after day by the people buried in this hallowed cemetery. Each life honored here in Arlington was once full of the ordinary moments and quiet dreams, of early sunrises, of good days and bad days, of celebrations and disappointments. They stood not apart from us, but among us, ordinary men and women who chose to shoulder an impossible burden. And when we consider what they gave to us, it's common, of course, to focus on their deaths, on the courage to give in that moment what very few are willing or able to sacrifice. But the real tragedy of the loss is not in a single moment of suffering, as our Gold Star families know well, but in all the future moments they and their families lost. Every moment between their sacrifice on the battlefield and what would have been a natural death. Because we know they sacrificed not just their physical life, they sacrificed the moments that make that life worthwhile. They sacrificed a child's embrace. They sacrificed walking their daughter down the aisle, of seeing their husband or wife after a big promotion, of sharing a meal with the family at Thanksgiving. For my fellow Americans, especially those watching on television, consider the sum of all the moments that make a good life. And now appreciate that countless strangers, people most of you never met, they gave up those moments in their own life so that we could enjoy them in ours. And that is what Memorial Day is all about. I once heard a Marine Corps colonel that I served with, he said this in 2005, not long after a very tough deployment to Iraq. He said this about his fallen men, that they were the best looking, they were the kindest, they were the smartest, they were the most devoted. They were the very best of us. To them, we owe everything. And today, in the peace they bequeathed us, we honor them. As the Book of Wisdom tells us, but the righteous one, though he die early, shall be at rest. For the age that is honorable comes not with the passing of time, nor can it be measured in terms of years. They laid down their lives for Americans they would never meet, for generations yet unborn, for a nation that would not exist absent their incredible courage. Now, we know their families in particular have given so much. And in particular, I want to speak to the Gold Star families, to the families who have lost a son, a daughter, a husband, or a wife, to every child here who misses your dad or your mom. Know that your loved one to us is a hero. And though we cannot know your pain, Please know that I speak for the entire nation when I say that we are grateful to them and to you for a debt none of us can possibly repay. Now, all of us will honor the fallen and their families in our own way, but allow me to suggest two ways of honoring their sacrifice, two ways that I try to honor their sacrifice every day. First, we ought to commit ourselves and expect from our leaders to treat the lives of our troops as the most precious resource. The very best way. The very best way to honor the fallen is to only ask the next generation to make the ultimate sacrifice when they absolutely must. We must be cautious in sending our people to war. The second way that I try to honor the fallen is to commit ourselves to being worthy of their sacrifice. If you're a husband, be the best husband you can be. If you're a mom, be the best mom that you can be. If you're a citizen, be the very best citizen that you can be. Because together, let us build a better country, a more perfect union, and strive to be the kind of nation worthy of the sacrifice of the people that we honor today. On this Memorial Day, let us remember that we have been given a great gift, often by people none of us ever met. Let us cherish that gift and make ourselves worthy of it. May God bless those who gave that gift, and may He bless the country they sacrificed for. Thank you. And now, without further ado, let me please introduce your president, the people's president, the president who knows what these men and women